It may be something of a paradox to be talking about career planning when the world of work is changing so fast around us. But I think unless you have some formal means of monitoring your levels of achievement, what you've achieved during the last year, I think that you run the risk of not knowing whether you're fulfilling your true potential. I think you can run with the mantra, where are we now, where are we going, which way is best? And for that, you need to do something of an audit that says, what is it that I have in my current skills portfolio? What is it that I'll need as we go forward for the where are we going? And how do I get those skills and that experience? So which way is best? And I think unless you have that and you audit that on an annual basis, you run the risk of perhaps becoming complacent, of not being on the learning curve anymore, of starting into the danger zone, which is of having 1 year's experience but repeating it 8 times. And I'm always worried by that. I'm looking for people that can show incremental growth within their positions, even when they're in the same company. So whilst we're looking for loyalty and commitment, I'd like to know that there's steady progression whilst you've been with the business. I think it's important that you, when you're doing your audit, that you look at things such as Shine's career anchors. What is it that you believe is your motivation at work? Are you a generalist? Do you value autonomy? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a technical specialist? All of those can channel and direct your career path and certainly give you some structure to monitor your progress as the years go by. I think in terms of measurement that it's important that you realise that for anything to be quantifiable you have to set out at the beginning of the year with a number of defined objectives. So it's important that you write your own objectives around your career development. As you go through the course of the year, you can certainly be looking at how well you're progressing against those. So it may be that you need to learn a new piece of software. It may be that you need to go out and do presentations with clients, whatever that is. And it could be that you set yourself the objective of doing 8 presentations during the year. But it certainly needs to be something that's definable. What it needs to be in terms of goal setting is something that is a realistic step, not some fanciful leap that is unlikely to be achieved. So in terms of career progression, you're looking for steady increments towards the targets that you've set yourself around developing your skills, your experience, your competencies. It is enough just to be going through and sitting back and reflecting on how well your presentations went. Did you manage to win the audience? Did you keep their attention? Was it concise? Was it succinct? You can look at all of the aspects. So if you look at each of the competencies, you will find that you can build skills. So if we just took communication for an example, you may decide that you need to build your communication skills during the year. At a basic level, that could just be being familiar with email, good telephone technique, answer the phone within 3 rings. At the far end of the scale, that could be a complete policy around stakeholder engagement, how frequently you communicate with shareholders, what newsletters you're going to send out during the year, how it is that you're actually going to manage your communication program. So I think it's important that you have some measure of the increments that are necessary to achieve progress, and they need to be tangible elements. So how do you know when you've been successful? I think it's important to say that everybody's perception of success is different. So it may be that you measure yourself against your peer group, the cohort that you came through school with, that went to college with. It may be that you measure yourself against your siblings. How well are your brothers or your sisters, or indeed your parents? How well did they do? Everyone has a different criteria for how they perceive success. And you need to develop as an individual your own perception of when you have been successful. How will you know when you've arrived? So it's important that you have some thought in your head around the final destination and the tick in the box. What does that actually mean?